Welcome back to Midlife Crisisses. I'm Tyson, one of the hosts. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing. All of that stuff helps us continue to do this podcast, and we would appreciate if you would continue to do that each and every episode. We love you guys so much. We want to keep doing this, and that is one of the ways to guarantee. Nothing in life is guaranteed.
Guarantee it. Yeah,
okay, that we will keep doing this. So smash that subscribe button, that like button, that follow button, whatever buttons are there, smash them all.
And we really want to hear from you guys too. We want to hear about your midlife crises. We want to know what kind of stuff you are going through so that we can talk about it and share our insights about trying to survive this bull as well. So
let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? This week on Midlife Crisisses podcast, we're talking about self-improvement, whether it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo or whether it can really help you in your life. Take a listen.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Midlife Crisisses. This is the podcast that gets into it, that acknowledges things aren't normal, especially when you're in your mid-40s or early 50s. I am just one of three hosts. We're going to get to everybody in a second, but we always like to lead with saying thank you. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for the questions. That's led us down the path of being able to chat with each other about different things, giving us ideas for the show. So please keep that up. If you've seen the show before, you will tell my background is not normal. This is a different background. This is my parents' house. It's spring break for the kids, which is really what I feel like parents a long time ago developed this as a way to remind us what's coming in the summer when your kids are at home all day, every day, and you have no idea what to do with them. This is a warning shot that's been fired, and I am very, very starkly reminded of that over the past pull my hair out couple of days. So my crises are going on, your crises are going on, but I'm not alone on the show. I have Mr. Tyson Apostol. Tyson, your hair looks great today.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's, I wear a hat all the time, and I don't think I flex my hairline as much as I should.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm a hat guy, so
the
it's
trucker
like
hat's nice. It's a little best of both worlds. I get a little peek,
a little peek
glimpse
at what the hair could be, and then you can imagine things even greater than they are. I'm here. Are you in your childhood bedroom?
No,
that would be cool. I'm set up like
look
when
out
you were.
My rear window. That's New York. We are.
Yeah, no, that's the view of New York from. I guess the tallest building
in Manhattan.
Ever.
Just outside of Manhattan. It's floating. It's a floating building
outside of Manhattan.
Most people don't know about it.
Yeah, I'm here. Crises are ongoing. Paid my taxes recently. That's a crisis each and every year. Yeah, you better get on that. Our third co-host, William Drumm, top underwater photographer in highly ranked, we'll say,
highly ranked
in the world. Yeah. William, are you going to get to your taxes or what?
I actually am supposed to hear from my accountant today. So I'm just going to say that it's him who's dropping the ball here.
Lagging. I usually just defer automatic, whatever. Let's just defer to October. Then I have 6 more months to procrastinate.
Also, to be clear, you don't have to be in your mid-40s to listen to this podcast.
100%.
I am not even 40 yet. I'm a long way from 40.
Please. You're weeks.
At least 5 weeks left until I turn 40. So
exactly.
You could be in your 30s too.
Yeah.
Or older or younger.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a lot of problems going on, a lot of stressful things, and we're here to help navigate some of those. We've all got different kind of takes on how to get through life, how to be the best we can be, or just survive. And I've had a pretty interesting week, and this is where my question's coming from. My question's kind of about, like, does self-improvement, like, even work? Because I had an interesting thing where I found this new book recently called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. And I was like, wow, mind blown. This is so good. This is going to change my life. Everything's going to be great. I'm going to become a world leader. I'm going to just be so energized and take on everything. And did it for a little while. And so it's called the 5 a.m. Club. Get up at 5 a.m. and you work out first thing.
Yep.
And as part of that, like, I'm not used to getting up at 5 a.m. So already that was difficult.
Or working out.
And those combined, I did like a high intensity training workout at like 5:05 a.m. And basically destroyed myself for days.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just wonder if self-improvement like actually works, because for me, I have a habit of like getting super into it and thinking everything's going to change, like kind of going all in and then like crashing afterwards bad. And then like it not really working for me. So I'm wondering what you guys think about self-improvement stuff, and does it work? How to make it work successfully and long-term. And yeah.
I like this question. I really like it. I'm not a self-improvement guy. I've read 0 of those books. I read the cover and I'm like, this is a hoax. This is bullshit. Something works for everybody, and it's something different. That's a good point. This is my belief. Because you read all these things, it's like, oh, make your bed every morning. Start off on the right foot. Oh, wake up at 5, get your workout in. Then you don't have to worry about it down the road. I like to work out later. I don't care. I think that those things, if you're having a hard time working out and that's specifically your issue, maybe working out at 5 is the goal then. But you also hear that like the World War II hero from England, the prime minister, I can't even think of his name right
Winston
now.
Churchill
would wake up at like noon. So now you're like, oh, well, he was a great man and he's getting up at noon.
Smoked like a chimney, drank like a sailor.
Chimney. Yeah. So I think first of all, I think those are for different personality types. If you need some structure and some outline and a thing to keep you going forward, then those are great. Those give you the structure. They give you like, oh yeah, get up at 5 and do your workout, and then you can do your work, and then you can do this. If there's lots of structure people who need that to, and then figure out your structure, and maybe those books help. But everybody's just selling something as far as self-help is concerned. Like I read all of those. I was like, making my bed every morning. Are you kidding me? That's the stupidest waste of time. But some people get stressed out by looking at a messy bed.
Right.
So if you get stressed by looking at a messy bed, then you better make it, I guess, so you're not as stressed. I feel no stress from any mess.
Do you make your bed?
I do. Yeah. I like my mornings. I like my schedule. I have become part of the 5 a.m. workout club, but that was out of necessity. That was just because kids in school, and last year Loic was only part-time, so he was like 8 to 11. So we had like a 3-hour work day basically. And so there was no way that I was going to work out at like 9 and waste that time. So I just started getting up at like 4:45, get dressed. The gym is very close, so I can run to the gym. That's helpful. So I have enjoyed that. To me, that's a big part of my day, just in terms of like a structure to my day. And so I like structure for freelance people, for independent contractors. Like you have to be good at building a schedule and time management and that kind of thing. At least for me, I have to be good at that. But I think Tyson makes a great point. It's almost like a diet, right? It's kind of like it's going to be different for different people, and somebody wants to sell you something. I think also the self-help, I think you have to take a step back. We're terrible at self-assessment. We don't even know what we need. I always thought like dating sites shouldn't be filled in, like your profile should be filled in by your friends, because you're going to put like friendly, loves to hang out, non-confrontational. Your friends are like, what? No.
Yeah.
It should say like can be a real punk if he hasn't eaten, like hates going near the water, loves to complain anytime we go out, but we'll take you to the airport at 6 a.m. It's like the reality of who we are. It's so hard to even self-assess. So it's hard to like self-correct. It's almost like an inherently, it's like if you're a creative person like you are, William, like I feel like you lean more art, right? That's a certain part of your brain. You can't just all of a sudden like tell the other part of the brain to pick up the slack. I mean, it's kind of like why I think creatives have agents, like a lot of like directors, producers, actors, artists, because they don't have that part of the brain. They can't set up the meeting and be there at 9 and set up the structure with the follow-up email that needs to coordinate and go to, it's like, no, you can't really live in both worlds. So I think, and also to Tyson's point too, if you don't care about making your bed and you're reading a book that's telling you should make your bed, you're already going to feel like crap. Like you're like, I failed already. I failed step one. I slept. It's 5:30. Yeah. It's toast. Throw it away. You know.
And I don't even like making my bed. So now I'm just miserable every morning as I'm
because some random person I have no idea who they are is telling me I need to make my bed, and now I feel bad about it.
Yeah, they claim to be a success in some capacity because they make their bed every morning. Or they talk to 5 billionaires, and that was the commonality, is that all 5 billionaires. And do I want to be like the billionaires? I don't think so. I haven't really seen a billionaire in the public eye that I've been excited to be like.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I should try to be more like him because he seems cool. Never.
He's got it balanced. He's living life.
All good points.
But I think this comes up in the midlife because you're also trying to, I think, make adjustments and shifts in who you are. And I feel like a lot of times, like there is a need for, these like life coaches and personal trainers and stuff, not because they're telling you stuff you don't know, but because there's accountability in it. I think that is one of the major, it's hard to be internally motivated, but a lot of people can be externally. So if we said all 3 of us are going to get up every day at 5 and text each other, we're on different time zones, so that'd be different. But, that kind of thing, I think then there's a little bit more motivation of like, I don't want to go, but I really don't want to hear it from William. I don't want to, so I think knowing that a level of accountability in that self-help is so much more important than just like, I found a book, I read it, and I failed. Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course you failed. Otherwise, they charge more for the book. It doesn't work by itself.
And it might not even work if you do all the steps.
It may not. Exactly.
That's the thing. It's like, it's giving you suggestions of how to organize your life and maybe feel better about yourself. First of all, if you're seeking out self-help, then there's a lack somewhere. You, at least in some capacity, are thinking, I can do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not a bad thing. I think we should be improving. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing. But do these self-help things, does Tony Robbins have the answer? Like, no, they're all just making a buck. In my opinion, they're making a buck. They might have some good ideas, but like I mean, the 5 a.m. club, that's not a new idea, getting up early and working out. That's a tale as old as time.
You're just calling it something else.
Yeah. So I think you take those ideas that people have and see what works for you and what doesn't. And also you need to be confident enough in your program to understand what's going to work for you and what doesn't, or to try something and be like, nope, that doesn't work for me. Made my bed, actually made me more miserable. So that didn't help. Like, what
are you looking for, William? Like what was your hope when you got that book? You're like, this will.
I think it was last week or the week before that. We were just talking about like the difference between trying harder, trying to go legendary, like do all these things versus being like happy where you are. And I feel like I've gotten a bit complacent in some of like my big dreams and my big goals. So I'm just trying to like remember those and get back to like really putting in the work to do these bigger things that I've somewhat, I haven't written off, but haven't been putting the work into getting to those things. So basically just, that's what I liked about the book. What I like about it is it's like, hey, listen, you can, it's like the self-help stuff. It's like, you can be a legend. You can do all this. But the problem is that you guys are totally right. It's not, it's like a box. And like, how many people fit into this box about how to do something? So if you try to take any of it literally, which like it's literally written, like you have to get up at 5 a.m. You have to work out for 20 minutes.
I'm metaphorically awake at 5 a.m.
You have to learn something for 20 minutes every single
principle.
Day. It's just completely unrealistic. So I think that a big part of it is like understanding that from the beginning, that like, yeah, these are some good ideas. There might be some good ideas here, but they might not work for you. You might want to take some of these ideas and apply them, but not apply the rest of them. And like, it's got to fit correctly with your lifestyle and with your schedule, because if you try to change everything right away, like you're just going to fail. It's going to make you feel worse. So, so I think that's the big part, is like, it can't be all or nothing, like in any way, even though a lot of these kind of things are written like, this is it. Like you need to do this to achieve big things in your life. Like no matter what, you have to do this. When really, if you go into it all or nothing, then it's just like setting yourself up to fail and setting yourself up to feel like worse about yourself.
Even worse. Yeah. Even worse off than where you were. I couldn't even do that. I can't do anything. I couldn't even do the book to help me do the book.
They told me literally how to do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Now I'm a failure forever.
Yeah. So you think they need another book that gets
I think
you?
Tyson's kind of frozen.
Didn't hear any of that.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So they need another book that tells you how to get through the first book. That's just like,
right.
Yeah, you're breaking through.
Oh no.
Oh, there we go. That's cleaner.
You work for
That's
a sec.
cleaner.
Yeah,
that sounds good now.
Try it. Say your
Are you
line
sure?
again. Yeah.
For now, yes.
Okay. Maybe one of these billionaires built Starlink up on my house and it's not working, and he probably makes his bed every fucking morning. See, William? It doesn't work all the time.
Check.
Check it off.
Yeah, I was going to say they need another book to help motivate you to get through the first book.
The book.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
That's a marketing dream right there. Right there. It's like read the book, and then halfway through, it's like if you're having trouble with this book, you should buy our book about how to read this book.
Yes.
And then I see that on social all the time now. As like a side note, I see so many people selling classes of everything. I think it's just a digital download, and it's an easy way to make some cash. But what was the old expression? Like you either do or you become the teacher.
You do or you
do it.
yeah.
Or you become the teacher
or the coach. Yeah.
Or if you can't, you become the gym teacher or something like that.
For those who can't, for those who can't coach, or for those who can't teach, something like that.
Yeah.
Which it is. I mean, it is good to get a third person perspective on your life sometimes, and maybe that book is more of that. So, William, what's your takeaway and advice to others as far as reading these self-help guides and applying them to your life?
Well, Bradley said one thing that I think was pretty interesting and is true, is that if you're just reading this self-improvement stuff and you're only like reading it, there's nobody else, it's like everything is on you. So it's like up to you to read this and do exactly what it says or whatever, then that's pretty far-fetched. However, having something like a coach or an accountability kind of partner or something does help a lot. That makes a big difference. So I think that's good advice. And then I think the biggest thing is just like going into any of those with really clear expectations of it's not going to be a cookie cutter kind of situation. There's probably going to be some good ideas in there, but the chances of this person knowing exactly what's going to work perfectly for you to become a legend is probably pretty far-fetched. And yeah, it's got to fit your life and your schedule. It can't be all or nothing. But yeah, for me, like I was saying, the whole reason I'm doing it is because I want to achieve more still. Like, I don't want to fall into complacency. I want to do these bigger things that I've always wanted to do. And so it's kind of like a kick in the butt to do it. And so I think that I approached it from a good angle, but then once I started to get into it and thinking oh, this is how I have to do it, then that's when it became a negative thing and not a positive thing. Whereas if I, from the beginning, stood back and was like, okay, that's a cool idea, maybe I could do that sometimes, instead of gotten the mindset of oh yeah, I have to get up at 5 a.m. and do this, or I'm going to fuck myself over.
Whole day is ruined.
And then it ended up ruining multiple days because I didn't get enough sleep. I worked out too hard in the morning. I felt dead. Yesterday, I was basically sick. So yeah.
Here's the question. Are you going to reapproach it with this new mindset? Are you just done with it? Or are you going to be okay, let me bring this kind of leverage my wisdom back into, let's just take it as it is?
Very good question. No, I'm not done with it. So it was on a Blinkist. If those are 15-minute breakdowns of a book. So they're really easy to digest. That's where I first heard about it. And then it's on Spotify in the premium plan. So I've been listening to it on Spotify. I'm about halfway through it. And I think that after the blow up this week of not getting enough sleep, for basically make myself sick from working out too hard first thing in the morning. I think that, like you're saying, like I think I can approach it again from a better spot now, because it's got some super good ideas. Like working out in the morning is great, but take it or leave it. It's fine to work out later in the day. But the other part of it is just like learning something new every morning and like thinking about where you want to go every morning. And for me, somebody who forgets stuff all the time, like that's really useful for me to like refresh. Oh yeah, that's why I'm working on this. This is where I want to go every single day. So I think there's really good elements to it, but I need to be much more realistic and make it fit in an appropriate way for me.
I think my takeaway is the reminder that part of what we experience in our midlife is like the doldrums, or just kind of the average, or we're feeling like, is this it? Right. And so I think that is a natural reaction to where we are in life, even though you're not even 40, as you well pointed out. This idea that, I want something more out of my life, or I want this part of my life to be bigger, or, whatever. So I think that, I don't think you or anyone, I don't just mean you, like the greater you, we shouldn't like beat ourselves up over that. I think the idea of self-help, the idea of self-improvement, the idea of getting better every day, even if it's incrementally or whatever, I think there's great value in that. The question is just trying to find out what works. And it's probably almost like, like different workouts. For some people, running works, and then they're like, no, it's gym time. No, it's Pilates. No, that's why there's all these different things. So in the same way, I think trying to find those things that help. Maybe it's just strictly accountability. You don't even need a book. You just need somebody to text every morning and say, check, I did this thing. I spent 15 minutes this morning, whatever, like meditating on where I want to be. I don't know, whatever that thing is for you, like dialing that in. And I think my takeaway from that is leveraging our wisdom as midlifers that we've hopefully gained, which is this: it's not all or nothing. It's not black and white. We can exist in the gray of, well, I didn't get up at 5 and I didn't do this, but like you were talking about, it has encouraged me to think more proactively in the morning about what I can be doing. Maybe it's encouraged me to journal for 5 minutes every day. I've been able to do that and take those aspects and be encouraged by that. And even your desire to do that kind of motivates me to look at myself and say, what's something I can be better at, or something that could help my life in another way. And I know Tyson's not going to say that, so I'm saying that because that motivates me. So that's my takeaway.
Yeah, I think we're all at any age in your life. This all stems from partly comparison to others, and be like, well, why am I not a billionaire? Oh, I got to read the 5 things the billionaires do every morning. Why am I not as successful as these people? Why am I not? And you're looking at these self-help things, and they're promising you the answers to fill in the gaps in your life to become these things that you're comparing yourself to, or that, society has propped up on a pedestal, or whatever goals and stuff like that. I think if you're feeling lacking in your life in that capacity somewhere, doesn't have to be a negative feeling, just like I should work out more. I don't have time. How can I? Getting up at 5 and applying that principle to your life so that you can make sure you're feeling better about yourself, because now you're getting that workout in every day, is fantastic. Mm-hmm. If you're walking through your bedroom in the day and your bed is not made, and every time you look at it, you're like, I'm a piece of shit slob. Like, yeah, make the bed every day. Then that's going to bring you some sense of fulfillment. And every time you walk past it, you're going to have a little bump of like, yeah, I'm getting things done. But if it doesn't affect you whatsoever, then don't make it a priority in your day to do that. Like, that's what I think that it ultimately boils down to. And I think too many people are searching for the magic ticket or whatever it is to get everything done and get their life on track. But it's a series of things, and it's all different based on how you feel and your reaction to those things, plus the return you get on those things. Yeah. Like if I'm making my bed every morning and I'm not getting any sense of fulfillment and I'm wasting 5 minutes, then that's stupid. And if getting up at 5, okay, great. I got up at 5. I feel amazing. But guess what? Now I'm tired from 10 a.m. all the way till I go back to bed. Like then maybe you need a different balance, or you got to work a nap in now. And so It's not easy. And I think especially people younger than us who are maybe more confused because we've lived almost 40 years, some of us here, is like, it's not, no one has the exact answer for you personally. Yeah. You have to figure that out on your own, and you can take advice from these books. You can take advice from online courses, from life coaches, whatever you got to do. And we're starting our own Midlife Crisisses sponsor program where for just $1,000 a month, you can have William text you every morning to get you up at 5 a.m.
From his burner phone.
From his burner phone.
You'll have direct access.
Yes. So that's my take. And I think it's great to always make progress on yourself somewhere. And I thought this question was going a different direction in the beginning. I thought it was just going to be about self-improvement in general. And I was like, well, you can define self-improvement. And so like, I'm practicing podcasting right now. We all are. So we're improving in this realm, in this moment. And I think if you can recognize even those small gains, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, what has been really useful and interesting about reading this book or listening to it is just that I think through life, through being busy, we just kind of forget to like improve at things. Because it's not just like, it's everything we do. It's stuff from working out, like relationships. It's like there's so many areas in our life that we just never try to improve on, that we just like go along with it. When if we just have a little bit of mindfulness about like how we're doing things, they can get better, they can get easier, we can get more successful. And so that's my main thing. How good
I'd be at making beds if I had made a bed every day for the last 46 years.
There's still time, Tyson. There's still time. You can do it.
Oh my gosh, I'd be so proud.
There's just so many things in like photography and in, you know, social media, all these different avenues where you start doing things, you keep doing them, like you grow complacent and you don't look to improve. And that's the main thing that like I'm trying to remember, is that it doesn't have to be this way. I can do it with a thumbs up. I can do it. I can do it better. So yeah, it's just like the mastery over different areas of life, but also not getting carried away with it and like letting it stress you out, letting it become worse for you by the focus on it, but having the mindfulness to realize that there are different ways of doing things, better ways of doing things, and remembering that.
Yeah, I like that. I think we can leave the audience with, you've got this, guys. You're going to be okay. Just one step in front of the other. Keep working on self-improvement in all capacities, and send us pictures of your made beds. See if those are dialed in, because that starts off the whole day. You know,
hashtag TikTok bed. TikTok bed. TikTok bed made bed. I don't know. We'll come up with a good one for you guys.
Yeah. And we'll have more questions and more answers next week. Hopefully we answered that. Did we do an adequate job answering?
That's like a half-made bed.
The question was does self-improvement work? And I think it
does, but yeah.
It doesn't work in the straightforward way that self-help authors claim, self-improvement authors claim. But there's a lot of good insights, a lot of good ideas from it. And you just have to be mindful enough to be realistic about who you are and where you are in your life, to be able to apply those things and not try to go crazy following exactly what these self-help gurus say, because you'll end up feeling disappointed and depressed after you fail. So it'll become counterproductive.
Even worse.
Yeah.
And with that, we are the Midlife Crisisses. Get out there and excel, everybody. Make sure to make those small improvements in all capacities and facets of life. Until next week, see ya.
Peace.